from the 13-a-side code, been allowed to play in the Middlesex Sevens. But Wigan's reputation for flowing football and the new professional era that had just been ushered in meant Wigan were the first team from Rugby League to get the invitation. 100 years of animosity were brushed aside as Wigan ran out at headquarters for the first game against Richmond.
On the full, was it?
Well, I think that's the point, Eddie. A very different ruling on the 10-yard kickoff, and Wigan struggled there.
They did indeed. Not the start that Henry Paul would have wanted there.
No, well, they don't like white boots on Twickenham, you know, Albion.
I think he must have been standing in a vat of bleach by the looks of things. But anyway, first scrum goes down and Wigan have the head and feed, and that could be something that they will have to watch for when they next come here to Twickenham on May the 25th. A big push at the scrum, but Robinson picks the ball up and slips. Of course, the totally different rules as far as Wigan are concerned today. They have to release the ball when they go down. This, though, is Martin Afire, and he knows that the half of the length of the field has opened up ahead of him, and he just canters from one end of the field to the other. Martin Afire gets the first try for Wigan, and he got it in a canter, as I say.
Yes, doubtless.
7-0 then, Wigan lead. Bath, Richmond restart.
You got Bath on the mind, Eddie.
Well, with you alongside, what do you expect? Penalty to Wigan. Dangerous for Richmond when Wigan have the ball in their hands, and when this fella gets the ball, you can almost put the glasses down every time. He's toying with him, and there's another try for Martin Afire. Oh, well, he's messing around now, and that's dangerous. Give it to Edwards, and he scores. Bit of arrogance from Martin Afire then, and that really wasn't called for. He should have put the ball down, in my view. In British Rugby League, a Great Britain international, 12-0, Wigan lead. 7 times league champions in a row, Wigan, of course. 8 out of 9 Challenge Cup winners, and Jason Robinson is going to post another try here, and it's becoming a procession, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
They have no answer.
No, they haven't. Richmond tried a cheeky little kick-off there, but I don't think you're going to catch Wigan out for being slow-witted. That's one thing they won't, and you know, I don't think you want to give the ball to this man. Jason Robinson, for me, he's about as slippery as an Exxon Valdez seagull. Look at that, just beautiful play and a wonderful pace. I mean, how close is he to a fire in terms of speed, Eddie?
He's pretty quick. He's pretty quick off the mark. He is also very elusive with his running. He just ducks the shoulder, sends them all the wrong way, and he's through the gap.
Yes, the Bath players were really impressed with Jason.
Henry Paul. Ball is knocked forward.
Yep, that was a good kick-off there from Henry Paul. Richmond did very well, but here's the difference to me between Wigan and their opponents. You wouldn't see Wigan doing that, and now Wigan are in a score position if they can win the ball.
Well, soccer skills from Henry Paul. He's dabbed it through, and again, he knows it's a deep in-goal area. He'll get the try, and he does. Henry Paul, the New Zealand international, a try on Wednesday as well, a try here at Twickenham today. Stuart, what will this do, do you think, to the Wigan confidence for May the 25th?
At the moment, despite the fact that they're 26-5 ahead and Henry Paul is showing this crowd what a fine player he is, I think they'll be slightly worried because this is 3-a-side and this isn't scrummage, and even with that score there, Eddie, you could see that Wigan had trouble. They had to play the football, as you said. Of course, in the Northwest, they're good footballers as well, but Bath will watch this and think, yes, we've got a chance in that set-piece area, but Richmond, you said earlier, what would they do against Wigan? I think buy a few more players.
Rules. Second half is underway. Deep kick-off. Edwards underneath the ball. And Henry Paul tries to skirt away from trouble and does. Look at the acceleration now from Paul. And he's going to go in from one end of the field to the other. And I fancy we won't see any messing around from Henry Paul, though he has to be careful because closing in very closely behind him is Adrian Boyd. And he takes the play and the ball just a little bit closer to the posts to ease Andrew Farrell's conversion. Second try for Henry Paul then. Feed. Get the ball back. Possession now for Richmond. Quinnell. This is Robbie Hutton. On to his brother Mike, who comes back to regroup through the legs. Picked up then by Roblin. Edwards is round him, tried to steal the ball. Penalty, Wigan. Quinnell takes it quickly. Robinson to Henry Paul, to Twigamala, and he just steps on the gas, bursts past the defender and strolls his way to the line. Twigamala right underneath the posts.
Good reception for him there. Of course, he lost in 93.
34-5. Risky business. Henry Paul. Twigamala is there in support. Underneath his own post, brushes one aside, finds Robinson. Robinson through the gap, look at the pace. Oh, it's sensational pace from Robinson. Saw a little gap, it was only, what, 2 or 3 yards wide. Darted through it. Pushed his foot on the gas. And a second try for Jason Robinson, eventually. It was the initial dart, Stuart, that won the race there, and he got the try in his own quarter.
Yes, people talk about sort of speed over 100 metres. That's not what matters. What matters is the acceleration from the standing start, and as we see it here, that is fabulous. I mean, Richmond had men in numbers and they did not get near him, and it's that 20 yards burst, and that enables him just to saunter in.
Absolutely right. Wigan get the possession from the scrum. Robinson, Henry Paul steps inside the man again, accelerates away from Roblin, gives it to a fire through 1, through 2. Now then, surely he's not going to mess around this time. The pursuer is Doug Elliott. He's learned his lesson. Touches down behind the post, 2 for a fire.
A certain air of inevitability about that one again.
Ball went out after it had been palmed back into play by Mike Hutton, but the referee draws Richmond's agony to a close. Jason Robinson, Martin Afire, 2 tries apiece, 9 tries for Wigan, easy winners, 48 points to 5, Wigan through to the quarter-finals.
Next up, it was Harlequins, minus Will Carling, and fielding a below-strength side. They had no answer to Wigan's power.
Thank you, Stuart. Let's go straight to the action then. Wigan against Harlequins, Jamie Salmon and Eddie Hemmings.
Well, this is the moment that a lot of people inside and outside this stadium have been waiting for. I've noticed that noticeably over the past 5 minutes or so, the seats have filled up. To see this Wigan side, Robinson, Twigamala, Afire, Paul, Edwards, Farrell and Quinnell, unchanged from the first round. Harlequins have Allison, Pickup, Watson, Francis, Walsh, O'Leary and Wright. And it's going to be Wigan who will get the game underway. Sean Edwards goes for a deep kick-off. And Darren O'Leary, the man who spins the ball across the face of his own post first of all. It's now with Allison, and Harlequins running at Scott Quinnell. Ball goes to ground. It is picked up by Wright, and a great break coming in here now. Good pace, super pace, and I think that they are going to score here through Richard Francis. It's first blood to Harlequins. And Wigan then had no answer to the pace of Richard Francis. A super try. I can tell you that Wigan are super confident. We were downstairs just about half an hour ago and the players are in buoyant mood, and they should be too, because Henry Paul is in a rich vein of form, and Henry Paul is going to pull back one of those tries right under the posts. And Sean Edwards telling Henry Paul to come on, get on with it. The time is ticking down. This is Robinson. They've moved up, they've cornered Robinson. He'll have to release it. A fire is there to try and help him out. Boot comes in from O'Leary. Picked up by Henry Paul, the Kiwi, the magician pace from Paul. Oh, brilliant! Sidestep round O'Leary like he wasn't there. Cuts inside, goes through another challenge. Breathtaking stuff from Henry Paul. Second try, and try 100 of the tournament. Super try from Henry Paul.
Well, this was the break. You'll see Walsh got in between Quinnell and the support player.
Scrum goes down, Edwards feeds, ball shoots out. Henry Paul, the danger man, to Jason Robinson. Not seen anything yet of this fellow, Martin O'Fire. Now we might. O'Fire has got through the first tackler. He gets away from the despairing dive of O'Leary. And Martin O'Fire, he messed around in the first game, but he got Sean Edwards behind him then, who pointed him and directed him behind the post and said, come on, get the ball down. Henry Paul, that's too deep. That's surrendered possession back to Harlequins. And they will attack from within their own half. Poor kick, though, in turn from them, and Robinson picks up the possession, gobbles it up for Wigan, goes to ground, not held, gets the pass away to Paul. Over the top it goes to Farrell. Farrell has got Twiggamala outside him. There he is, and he's got a fire in space. And this is another try for a fire. His second comes down off the knees and dives over. It looks like he might have hurt himself. A fire flat out. Will be desperate to get the possession back. 24-19 ahead. Hanging kick. Quinnell's underneath it. Ball bounces to Edwards. Out the back door he goes to Robinson. That was a brilliant pass, and that was a super turn round by Robinson, and that's going to have a chance as one of the best tries of the tournament so far. Robinson with the try, but what a pass from Sean Edwards under great pressure. He flipped it out the back door. Oh, but intercepts the pass, gets it away then to Farrell, turned the ball back inside. Quinnell's still there. Twiggamala burst through, and that should be it. That should make Wigan safe. Twiggamala with the try.
Well, the restart was all important. The Quins had it initially, but well played, Wigan. There are enough players there. Quinnell picked it up. There's a few walking wounded now for Wigan. Henry Paul coming off. Martin O'Fire struggling.
Twiggamala with the try. That's the match winner for Wigan. The final whistle is blown. Henry Paul, by the way, limping off and will need some treatment. Gary Connolly was going to come on. There he is to replace Henry Paul, and we might well see Connolly in the semi-final. But they're talking to each other and having a right old go, Wigan, but they are through nonetheless. 36 points to 24. Good quarter-final.
Well, Sean, undoubtedly the game of the tournament so far.
Yeah, we came out a little bit cocky. Attitude in the changing room wasn't very good. I think a bit too overconfident, but certainly they're not bad side.
12-0 down, did you think really you'd blown it?
If they score again now, you know, we probably lost it here. But the boys battle back well. Just a matter of getting the ball in their hands. Once you get the ball in their hands, you know, we can do the damage, but it's very complicated to get the ball in your hand.
And this was the game that really raised the roof. Tremendous atmosphere.
Oh, it's awesome. I can't believe it's 7 sides. The atmosphere in the stadium is just fantastic. And it's great that rugby league team can play here.
Now, is that a boost, obviously, now for the future campaign?
Well, I think he'll give it a kick up the backside because, as I said, we was a bit too overconfident at the start.
Great, thanks for your time. All the best.
It would get harder from here on in for Wigan. Leicester, after all, were the holders of the trophy and had made it to the semi-finals, beating London Scottish and Sale. Captain John Liley led them into battle against Wigan, but the Cherry and Whites were hell-bent on making it to the final.
Out injured. Leicester, Liley the captain, Reynolds, Malone, Hamilton, Tarbuck, Wingham and Robinson. An eagerly awaited match, this one. And can Wigan make it to the Middlesex Sevens final at their first attempt? Long kick-off again from Farrell, just as they did in the last round against Harlequins. They paid the price then. Liley, captain of Leicester, spreads the play out wide. Connolly is there to try and cut this attack down, but this now is Tarbuck. Releases the pass to Malone, over the top to Liley. There are players out wide. Ball goes to ground though. Who comes up with it? Leicester. Bounces off one player. Twiggamala's after the ball carrier. Connolly was in there quickly too. This is Hamilton. Kick over the top. A race between Hamilton and Robinson. Robinson's there, and Robinson doesn't really get away with it. The referee will play the knock on.
Well, a good start from Leicester. They're keeping possession. That's the key thing. They're making it very hard for Wigan to get the ball as we look at the Wigan captain, Sean Edwards. I still think their kick-off strategy leaves a bit to be desired, to be frank with you. I think they have to compete at kick-offs to try and get possession back.
Front row today, Andrew Farrell at hooker, but it's Leicester again who have it, and Wigan being starved of possession. This is Reynolds trying to attack them out wide. Over there is Rob Smythe, who gets the tackle in. Connolly picks up the pieces. Liley's after him. Connolly spreads the pass out wide. Long, risky pass to Twigamala in front of his own post. Edwards has come up in support, but here goes Twigamala. Get out the way! Biff, bang, bash, wallop, and Hamilton has been brushed aside 4 times. But after all that pressure, it's Twigamala and Wigan who come up with the first try.
Well, as you say, the first time they've got the ball, once again, they've scored. Leicester had all the pressure, all the possession, all the position on the field. Yet when this man got it, I think Hamilton had 3 goes at him at the end. But Twigamala had Edwards outside him, didn't need him at all, just changed the ball into the other arm, looks him in the eye, and says, goodbye, I'm off. Under the sticks. And Wigan, I suppose, are known to soak up a bit of pressure, then capitalise on the break.
Quinnell, all down, but unfairly. Connolly takes a quick tap penalty, men out wide. This is Edwards. They've got a 2-1 overlap. Farrell helps it out to Rob Smythe, and Rob Smythe scores. Will bring it back also underneath the posts to ease the conversion. Rob Smythe, the man who has stood in so many times for Martin of Fire in Super League this season while he's been injured. And now they're booing the referee who's given a penalty against them.
Well, I didn't think it was a high tackle, personally. I thought it was pretty fair.
Hamilton again. The ball goes to ground. Leicester will pick up the pieces once more. Wingham. And now Robinson. Space out wide for Robinson, but he goes inside himself, pops the ball up. Jason Robinson comes along and does some good defending. Quinnell gets the ball back for Wigan, and they get the great escape there, but that's good defence. Now Edwards again to Twigamala. Oh. And even without his shirt, he can still get the pass away to Farrell. Andy Farrell, he's pretty quick for a loose forward in Super League. He's got the legs, and Tarbuck. And Farrell will just walk this one home behind the posts. 3rd Wigan try.
Well, they're learning pretty quickly, Wigan. They're soaking up the pressure. Leicester just can't finish off the moves. They've created gaps, but they cannot get anybody with real pace to finish it off for them. Twigamala again, a couple of blokes having a go at him. Tarbuck, who did well to try and get back and stop Farrell too. But really, there's pace all around this Wigan side. They sure know how to finish off when they get the ball, that's for sure. And really, against the possession, you wouldn't expect this lead.
Andy Farrell is no slouch. That is half-time. And Wigan have raced into a 21 points to 0 lead.
They may be in terms of the tackling too, and the height of the tackling.
But Twigamala, I mean, do you fancy having a go at that as it races towards you, past you, and then, look, he swats you off like a fly, doesn't he?
You wouldn't think he's such a nice bloke off the field, would you?
I was going to say, he's one of the nicest men you could possibly wish to meet, so long as it's not on a rugby field. Second half then, Wigan just 7 minutes away from a memorable appearance in the final of the Middlesex Sevens, and in possession with Connolly. First time we've seen Connolly today, and he's given Smythe so much space, and Smythe can motor, and Smythe gets away from the despairing challenge of Reynolds and goes in for his second. Either side of half-time, Wigan have hit Leicester with tries, just as they do so often in Super League. They play for the full length of the half, never a second lost.
Well, the key thing was Quinnell's win from the kick-off. He secured it, secured the possession. Connolly's lovely long pass. Smythe just relied on his pace, didn't bother to transfer the ball into his left hand to use the fend with his right.
Farrell adds the extras, and Wigan are on their way to the final, I fancy, at 28 points to 0 against the holders.
They may come back to the semi, but I would doubt it.
Maybe not. Edwards under all sorts of pressure, and he was being held back there, but the referee allows play to continue. And off the floor, Leicester keep this ball alive. Long pass over the head of Smythe into the arms of Liley. That was a great pass indeed, but it popped up lovely for Connolly. Support is there from Farrell. Here's another try. Second try for Andrew Farrell. Nothing that Richie Robinson could do about that. And Farrell gets another 5 points and a pat on the back as well from his opposite. Conversion attempt is drawn in front of the posts. Leicester's agony ends. Liley and Twigamala quickly shake hands, as does Robinson. Shaun Edwards with that typical stern look on his face. 20 points for Andrew Farrell in this semi-final. Wigan 35-12 winners. They ease their way through to the final of the Middlesex Sevens. And
if Wigan were to make history and claim the Middlesex Sevens at their first attempt, they had to beat Wasps in the final. The Twickenham stands were packed. Lawrence Dallaglio and Andy Gomersall were in the Wasps squad, and the pride of Union and League was at stake.
They want to see him get the ball, but they will also want to give Wasps a fair backing because they are the Union team. Jamie, your pre-match thoughts?
Well, obviously Wasps have got a very difficult challenge in front of them. I think the key thing for them is once they get possession, they must do absolutely everything to retain it. We've seen how Wigan can absorb pressure and then turn it into points with just one movement, because all of them have got pace and they've all got power.
Away we go then. Gomersall starts for Wasps in their traditional black. It's 10 minutes each way in the final, and this is Edwards, and these will be crucial opening moments. Who can get a foothold? Now Edwards putting that ball out of play, but taking it back into his own 22. That's a rule that he will have to come accustomed to when Wigan play the Union match here against Bath later this month.
Yes, he certainly will. He didn't like Scrivener's challenge much either, but this is the line-up area that Wasps should dominate.
And Scrivener wins. It's out with Adrian Thompson. Lawrence Dallaglio caught by Gary Connolly. This is Royser jinking through, held back by Jason Robinson. And Wasps get the foot in.
Well, the scrums will be interesting. Experienced Wasps men, Dallaglio and White and Scrivener. So this is an area too that obviously Wigan aren't comfortable with. You couldn't expect them to be.
Gomersall off to Thompson. It's only Greenstock this side. It'll be Greenstock against Connolly if he gets away from Edwards. In fact, he chose to find support, and it was with Scrivener, and in went Gary Connolly. That was a big hit. The referee has given a penalty. Not for the tackle. This is Mike White. All Wasps so far. Wigan trying to line up their defence. Gomersall goes. Royser. And they're nearly there. Another penalty comes as Wigan go over the top. And there's Mike White. And there's the first try.
Well, unlike Leicester in the semi-final, Wasps have made the pressure towel with points on the board. Quickly taken by Gomersall, popped it off to Mike White as Edwards went for the interception, and his power gets him over the line. Great start from Wasps. They've kept the ball, and once again Mike White seeing that try. Good try, Wasps.
Gomersall's kick. But Wasps try, and Mike White.
Yeah, well, he's comfortably over. Nobody's holding him on the legs. There's no way that's a double movement.
Stays at 5-0. The kick having been missed. Here's Gummersall. Oh dear, now that was lax.
Well, that's what you can't afford against Wigan. You must retain your concentration. I'd like to see Wasps put it a bit. Certainly give Royce a run. Look for the support players of Greenstock.
Referee David Sainsbury just waits for Lawrence Delalio to tie the boots. Edwards. Now it's Connolly. He's got a fire outside him. Nice little dummy from Connolly, and the tap tackle from Adrian Thompson was good. It's given Royce the chance to get back. A fire is caught by Delalio, but it was Adrian Thompson's initial tap tackle that saved the try. Danger may still not be over, but Wasps have stolen it. It's Scrivener, and it just fell for them nicely there. Scrivener all on his own until Mike White gets there in support. White takes it on. Thompson, Delalio, Greenstock encouraged by the crowd to go. And now it's with Gummersall. Jinking run from Gummersall. Edwards is tracking him. He's beaten the tackle, which looked a little high, and then Gummersall is taken into touch. Yes, the penalty is given. It was a high tackle from Edwards. Gummersall goes again. He won't give up the scrum half, and that is why.
Well, Wigan aren't happy with the decision. That's absolutely sure of that. They certainly surrounded the referee and had a real go at him. As Gummersall managed to get over there. It's a quick tap once again from the penalty. Edwards tries to get back to hold on. He dives in Connolly's tackle, and that could have well have been a double movement, because certainly Connolly was holding on to him.
Well, there was no doubt about the first try. There was a doubt about the second. Quinnell leaves the field. He was struggling anyway. He got a knock in the semi-final, and Radlinski has come on.
Yes, he did that groin in the semi-final. A bit of a gamble to play him in this final. They desperately needed a rugby union forward he is now and has been in the past, as Gummersall goes to the conversion.
Another miss from Andy Gummersall with the boot, but he was alert and alive to the constant threat that he could pose from that range. Delalio was with those two tries, and Greenstock with the kick. Royzer gets around Connolly, who half thought about impeding him. Back goes Robinson. Nothing more than that he can do. Just put the ball out of play.
Well played from Wasps. The restart was a poor one from Robinson. That man there, he's now taken over the kicking duties. It was far too deep. Delalio took it very easily, and Wasps certainly winning the territorial battle, and that on the scoreline. 10-0. Another try now would be great encouragement for them.
And quick thinking as well, as White found Scrivener at the line out. But now they've conceded possession. There's Big Pete Scrivener, 6'5", and a real threat at the line out today for Wasps. Twigamala will take the throw, and he's picked out Connolly. Jason Robinson is held. It's stolen by Thompson. Chance for Scrivener. Try number 3.
Well, the crowd are on their feet as Wasps extend their lead. They put Wigan under pressure. It was a fair throw from Twigamala over the top, but once Robinson was scratched to the ground by Delalio, under pressure, gave the ball away. Thompson feeds Scrivener, and he's straight over. Good try, Wasps, good pressure, good first up tackling. Delalio, he's not going to miss anything in there. And the ball goes loose. Thompson's entitled to be there, and Scrivener, look at the space he's got.
Gummersall has missed the kick. It's 15-0 though, 3 tries. And Wasps have brought on Lawrence Grace. And here's Greenstock. And And swing low echoes around Twickenham. And now it's Radlinski. This is Edwards and Connolly. Oh, and what a super pass that was. Farrell shows it once to Delalio. There must be a try here for Twiggy-Marler. Wigan are back in the match.
They most certainly are back in the match. First attack of the game, and they score. They really are clinical when they get the ball. Connolly with a wide pass. Real specialist of that. Farrell had a bit of a go as well. Delalio tracking two of them. And Twiggy-Marler steps out of Delalio's tackle. And Loris Delalio won't like that too much.
The kick was good. It's 15-7.
Well, Wasps are going to keep their cool now. Try and get this ball back.
Connolly. Edwards. There's one thing for certain, this Wigan outfit will not lie down. And here goes a fire away from Greenstock. Gummerson is the last line of defence for Wasps, but if Fire has support from Edwards, he finds him. Now can Edwards make it? He has to check. Tremendous effort from the Wasps cover, but a Fire is just a little bit too good that time. The Wasps given the try. I think some of the supporters behind there thought that a Fire didn't ground it.
Well, that's right. Edwards was struggling for pace. A Fire tracked him again and got the return pass. Now, Gomersall's the one holding on to his shirt. Downward pressure is the key, and I reckon that's pretty dubious. Downward pressure is the key. I don't think that's a try, personally. To put my cards on the line, I don't think there was downward pressure on the ball.
The kick went over from Farrell. The referee looks at his watch and decides that's half-time. And what a second half we have in store. Wasps leading by 15 points to 14. It's 3 tries to 2, and it's been excitement all the way.
Yes, it most certainly has. As we look at Martin O'Fire, who got that second Wigan try. For the 2 times Wigan have had the ball really in attacking positions, they've scored it. My concern is there must be downward pressure on the ball when the ball hits the ground. And I don't think there is. There's only a finger on it or two. And the referee was pretty close, a lot closer than I. So that's his decision, and it certainly meant that there's only a 1-point difference at half-time.
Well, I should also say there are some absolute idiots on the pitch. The reason for the cheering is they were willing the stewards on to apprehend the offenders, but our concentration quite rightly stays on the rugby and this classic final.
Yes, it most certainly is. It's it's so ironic to see the red and white of Wigan here, the Middlesex Sevens, so often the end of season party, the festival of Sevens rugby, but this one with added spice.
Edwards restarts. And he's won the touch. It was a well-judged kick from Shaun Edwards.
Well, really, you'd have to say Wasps wouldn't mind that. They should win the line-out with Scribner and Delalio. They jump all year.
Indeed. And Twiggy-Marler goes through on Matthew Lewis, who's now on for Wasps. He's trying to stay on his feet, and Twiggy-Marler is wrestling that ball off him. Nobody's giving an inch. And interestingly, the referee, and quite rightly, gives the foot into Wigan.
And Wasps now know that Twiggy-Marler does not buy dummies. Lewis suddenly faced that big man there, Twiggy-Marler, who came off second.
And feet scrum by Edwards. Well, the scrum is a very different animal in rugby union to rugby league, although in sevens, of course, it's not a great feature of the game, the scrum down. But here's Delalio in open play. This is what sevens is all about. Throwing the ball around, and Wasps have been doing it well. Scrivener back inside to Delalio. Oh, it's a dangerous pass, and Tuigamala read it well. And now Connolly will be the supporting man. There's nothing Gomersall can do this time. It's Connolly's try, and Wigan have the lead.
Well, we talked before about Wasps needing to retain possession, and it was a very dangerous pass inside, especially with Tuigamala inside there. There's the high pass, there's Tuigamala. And once he's through, you'll see there, and you freeze it there, you'll see how Connolly, all the open space he wants to finish it off.
Well, Connolly doesn't waste chances like that.
Now here's the loose pass, here's Delalio, you'll see it's high, it's hanging, and there's Tuigamala. He knows all about that, makes absolutely sure of it. And then much as Royce did well to hold on to him, to stop him from scoring. Nicely passed out to Connolly. Good play, Wigan. Clinical play by Wigan.
And they lead by 19 points to 15, the kick going wide. Gomersall tries to really get that restart to hang in the air to allow the big men to get underneath it, but some infringing by Wasps, and they've conceded a penalty. And it's been a good start to this second half for Wigan. Delalio sets it back. Gomersall again, the last man, did well. Straight into a fire though. Delalio pops up on the scene to keep it going. Royzer. Scrivener. Gomersall thought about the kick, but Wigan are swallowing up the space. Their tackling is so good, of course. Now, well, he could have gone with a kick there, maybe, Gomersall, but saw that a fire was covering, and the Wigan defence was superb.
It certainly was. One man, one tackle. Nobody missed one. And it meant Wasps couldn't get the ball wide, make very few yards as well. And Wigan get the throw to the line out. You can see the tackling, Connolly in there.
Tuigamala throws again, he's gone for the long one to bypass the big Wasp forwards. But that time it broke for Royzer. Delalio, it's Lewis. Chance here for Wasps. Connolly in with a tackle, and Farrell gets the loose ball. Tuigamala, he's even dangerous from this range. Look at him go! A fire. There's nobody there for Wasps. Greenstock is going to give it a chase and give it a go, but a fire is easing off the gas. He knows he's won the race.
Well, he hasn't played for a few weeks, I gather, Marshall Fire, apart from last Wednesday night against Bath. And I think his fitness is telling you a bit, but he was comfortably away from Greenstock. But it's made, for me, by the man of the tournament, that's Tuigamala. Every time he gets the ball, he creates space. Here he gets it, he's going across the field. Gomersall has the first go, steps out of that one. Scrivener comes across, he can't put anything on him. It's up to Delalio now, who holds on to one leg, which just prevents Tuigamala, but he hands it off to a fire, and going 65 yards is not a problem.
The Fire may well have won his side the match with that try, although there is still time for Wasps to get back. He may also have caused himself an injury or aggravated one. Smider's come on, the Fire has gone off then. The kick was good, I should say, and Wigan lead 26-15. Shane Royce has also gone off. So the players feeling the pace now, especially in these 10-minute halves.
Yes, and as we see Royce go off, it was a bad restart from Wasp, didn't go the 10 metres, gives the advantage back to Wigan.
Lawrence Grace is on in place of Royzer. To keep you up to date with the comings and goings. This is Robinson, little dance through. And he's away, and he's going to seal it. Jason Robinson has got lovely feet and marvellous pace.
Unbelievable pace, and his elusiveness as well. It's wonderful to watch. Once he got through the gap, it was all over. No question about it. It came straight back from the scrum, actually. Edwards, the scrum half, didn't even get a touch. Didn't need to have a touch. Look at Robinson, good running style too. No problem at all. And Wigan look to have found their feet pretty well now. And Wasps, after such a promising start, really struggling to retain their concentration and the ball. That one came straight from the restart, which didn't go 10, and gave it back to Wigan.
And I think the game is up, and we can sit back and admire some more of this Wigan Sevens play. It's been a treat for everyone here today. Radlinski, and it really is opening up everywhere for them now. There's some tired Wasp legs. Delalio tries to get with Farrell, but Edwards is the man who's on Farrell's shoulder. And that's a rather fitting end.
Well, it is for the captain, that's for sure. Captain of Wigan, and he's certainly happy now. They put this out of sight for Wasps. They really have. And it's their fitness that's telling as much as anything else of Wigan. Their fitness is superb. It's Radlinski through the middle, pass inside to Farrell, who's no slouch for a forward either. Drew the last man and gave the skipper the try, but has confirmed Wigan as winners of this Middlesex Sevens.
And Twiggamala is going to have a go with the drop kick conversion. Not his forte.
It's his last kick though.
And there we have it. Wigan leading 38-15. For a while they were being threatened. Some more idiots on the field. I don't know who they're trying to impress.
Well, it's quite ludicrous. The stewards can only do so much. They can't stop people running on the pitch. They're doing the best job they can. But these guys are, they're just spoiling it for this 60-odd thousand crowd who've come to watch a super final. And there's always a couple of dumb ones, isn't there?
Inside the final minute then. Better restart this time. Scrace goes back for the Wasps. Lewis. Scrivener against Twiggamala. And Lewis again. Gummersall.
Well, I said it before, I just think this fitness of the Wigan side is the most telling point at the moment. Well, I don't mean to be disrespectful to the Wasps fitness methods, but obviously these guys can train every day, all day if they want to. And Wasps have faded, and I don't want us to take anything away from Wigan the way they fought back, but I think that has been a major contributing factor in the second half.
Yes, the Wigan fitness levels, something to aim at for rugby union teams in the new professional world of rugby union. Farrell's kick. Now Smythe can really shift, and he's chasing, and Scrace isn't aware of him. Gummersall goes for Wasp, but Wasp have been penalised for holding the player, and Wigan get a penalty.
Yes, everything going against the Wasps now, and certainly Wigan very much in pole position to add to the scoreline.
Connolly, can he get the bounce to work for him? Delalio back in a defensive role, the Wasp skipper, and he's going to be a losing skipper. The winning captain Sean Edwards will be preparing to lift a trophy at Twickenham. That'll be a great moment for him. Tuigamala. And also Robinson, so incredibly fit, and Robinson back there just making sure and proving once again that point about fitness levels.
Yes, but they're quick as well. You know, Smine's come on for a fighter. He's no slouch. We've got Tuigamala. They're all great, aren't they? Super effort.
And that is it. Wigan have won the Save and Prosper Middlesex Charity Sevens. And the kings of rugby league have come to rugby union headquarters and displayed to us all just why they wear that crown with such distinction.
To collect the trophy.
Sean Edwards then leading up his Wigan side to receive the Russell Cargill Memorial Cup from the president of the Middlesex Rugby Football Union, Richard Gray. Handshakes all round for that Wigan team. They lift silverware at Twickenham. History has been made today. And they continue to lift trophies wherever they go and on whatever ground they play on. Wigan win the Middlesex Sevens for the first time. It was a great final, and Wigan, the cream that eventually rose to the top. And they will enjoy the night here at Twickenham, and they will all enjoy it back home in Wigan.
Yes, it's congratulations to Wigan. It's really been a remarkable tournament for them. They've come to Twickenham on an historic day, and they've won the Middlesex Charity Sevens. As you can see, the crowd here certainly enjoyed an action-packed final, and really the whole tournament has been lit up by the presence of Wigan. We're delighted to have seen them playing so well, and of course they'll be thrilled to have won. Let's just turn to Steve-O.